The first unit, Food for the Living World, is already completed in our online class. Let us go through the important points of this unit. First one is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? You have already studied in lower classes. The process of making food by green plants from water and carbon dioxide with the help of sunlight is called photosynthesis. The chemical equation is 6CO2 plus 6H2O gives C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus oxygen is 6O2, that is oxygen is released. Then we are going to see the structure of chloroplast. Each chloroplast is a double layered cell organelle. We can see a double layer around the chloroplast and a fluid called the stroma inside the chloroplast. This is the fluid part, and inside the chloroplast with lamella embedded in it. The stroma contain lamella, and the aggregated lamella, that is membrane bound sacs. These are the membrane bound sacs inside the chloroplast. This is called grana, and the lamella join the grana are the stroma lamella. Stroma lamella. Then different pigments are seen inside the chloroplast. The main pigment is chlorophyll A, that is bluish green in color. The chlorophyll A is the pigment that only directly takes place in the photosynthesis. Other pigments seen are chlorophyll B, yellowish green, carotene, yellowish orange, xanthophyll yellow. These pigments are called accessory pigments because they absorb sunlight and transfer it to the chlorophyll A. That the pigments that helps the chlorophyll A. So they are called accessory pigments. Then we have different ecosystem. One of the most important ecosystem is the ocean. The chief producers in the ocean is algae. The sargassum abundant in the Sargasso Sea is an example for the algae. It is a large brown alga. Then the scientists famous for their study on photosynthesis are Joseph Priestley. His contribution is he proved that oxygen is formed as a result of photosynthesis. Van Neel proved that source of oxygen evolved during photosynthesis is water, and Melvin Calvin explained the various stages of the formation of glucose during photosynthesis. Then we already studied that the photosynthesis have two phases. One is light reaction and second one is dark reaction. Light reaction requires light and dark reaction does not require light. In light reaction, light energy is converted to chemical energy and stored as ATP molecules. And utilizing this energy, water molecules are broken down into hydrogen and oxygen. Light reaction occurs inside the grana. In dark reaction, it is also called the Calvin cycle. Using energy of ATP formed from the light reaction, hydrogen combines with carbon dioxide to form glucose or carbohydrate. This phase does not require light and takes place in stroma. Light reaction, in light reaction, the process is water splits into hydrogen and oxygen. Site of the process is grana. In dark reaction, carbohydrate is formed by the union of hydrogen and carbon dioxide, and the site of the process is stroma. We have already seen an experiment to prove the release of oxygen molecules during photosynthesis. In this experiment, there is a aquatic plant, hydrilla, and a glass tumbler, test tube and a funnel. This is a diagrammatic representation of this experiment. When this experiment is placed in the sunlight for 1 hour, we can see air bubbles going upward. Then we have to prove that the air bubbles is oxygen. So a matchstick is lift the test tube gently after 1 hour. Lift the test tube gently above the water and place a glaring matchstick towards the mouth of the test tube while the tube moved upward direction. The matchstick glare brightly because of the presence of oxygen. Thus, from this experiment we can prove that oxygen molecules released during photosynthesis. Then we have already seen that the glucose is the product that is made due to photosynthesis. It is converted to starch because glucose is readily soluble in water, so it is converted to starch. Then this starch is stored in different plants in different forms. The glucose is converted to starch, starch to sucrose. In tubers, the glucose is stored as starch. In legumes, the starch is stored as proteins. And in oil seeds, it is stored as fat. In fruits, it is stored as fructose. And in sugar cane, it is stored as sucrose. Then we already know that the plants gives many important services to us, to the earth. It provide food for us, it provide oxygen, it purify atmospheric air by absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, it reduce global warming by absorbing carbon dioxide, and it cool the atmosphere. Then these are the important points of the first unit, and complete the notes and prepare for a unit test for the next week. Thank you.